Okay, you 10, here is the topic review, page 2. So now we're getting into the nitty-gritty. Expect your rosa to look a little bit more like this. All right, so let's have a look. A 5.5 meter ladder is leaning against a wall. The toe of the ladder, so that's the bottom, sometimes called the foot, is 1.6 meters away from the wall. So you'll notice they've got 1.6 down there, highlight in yellow. Okay, what angle shown as theta on the diagram, and don't forget that's 5.5 up there, does the ladder make with the ground? So we are working out angle. So if we're working out angle, that means we have to press shift or second function and then sine, cos or tan. Okay. All right, so first of all, let's label the sides to figure out whether we use sine, cos or tan. So here's the right angle. If I go that way, that's the hypotenuse. Notice there's nothing on that side. There's no numbers, is there? So I'm not going to use H. But I do have the one next to, that's the O, and the one, sorry, that's not O, is it? No, miss, it's A. A for adjacent next to. And then this one, therefore, must be O. So I've got O and A. Hopefully you know that that is tan, soccer, toa. Toa is tan. All right, so let's put the numbers in. O is 5.5. Sorry about that. So 5, come on. 5.5 goes on the top. Tan theta goes over here. And on the bottom, now they're both in meters, good. 1.6 goes on the bottom. All right, what do we do again? So now we press. To find an angle, we must press shift or second function. So turn my calculator on, shift or second function tan. Mine opens the brackets, so I'm going to do 5.5 divided by 1.6. Fraction key is fine as well. If yours open the brackets, make sure you close them. Pardon me, I get 73.77. Now let me just read the question again. It does say to the nearest degree, so that means theta is 73.77 rounds to the nearest whole number is the nearest degree. So hopefully you said 74 degrees. Next one, calculate the length x on the triangle below. All right, so let's do the same thing. We need to label all the sides where the numbers are. So opposite the right angle, my favorite, hypotenuse. Okay, this one is opposite, not next to the angle. That one's next to. Remember, A is next to, so that one must be opposite. So which one? SOHCAHTOA uses O and H. Hopefully you said sin or sine. Sine theta is O over H. Don't forget to write SOHCAHTOA down so you can figure out which is which. Okay, let's fill in our equation. So my theta, my angle is 61. So I write down, make that a bit bigger, sine 61 equals, my O is an X, my H is a 35. All right, so I end up with this. Remember, I've got an equation. In an equation, I've got to work out what the X value is. So I have to isolate or get X on its own. So I need to get rid of divided by 35. What's the opposite of dividing by 35? You say times, miss. So I must times this side by 35. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. Remember that. And if I've got a 35 on the top of a fraction and a 35 on the bottom like that, they actually cancel. So X will equal all of this multiplied together on my calculator. So I'm going to do that now on my calculator. 35 times sin 61. Don't have to press any degrees or anything. Close your brackets if you want. I don't think it makes a difference. It will give you the answer anyway. I get 30.611. And if I read the question, it says to one decimal place. So to one decimal place, what do I get? 30.6. The next number is a 1, so that means the 6 stays as it is, doesn't it? Now it's in centimetres on your triangle, so don't forget to write your units in centimetres. Next one. All right, 21. Let's label the sides. Here it is. I'll do this one in red and I'll change in a minute. So here's my 42. Here's opposite my rectangle, right angle. So that's my hypotenuse. And this one is next to my 42, so that's my adjacent. So which one uses A and H? Let's have a look. Sock, cut, toa. So it's cut. It's cos. So I'm going to write cos theta equals A over H. All right, so my angle is 42. So it's cos 42 equals, my A is 190, my H is X. So it's 190 over X. Now, do you remember what to do when you have the unknown on the bottom of the fraction? Remember, this is the swap one, okay? Either multiply both sides by X. That gets rid of the X over here. You get X times cos 42 equals 190 over, at the moment it's 1 actually, it's if you cross out the X's. And then my next step is to then get rid of the cos 42. So I must divide this side. See how the cos 42 is on the bottom of the fraction? So put the 42 on the bottom of the fraction over here too. They cancel out and you end up with X equals. So either you do the swapsies, which is just swap the X and the cos 42, or you can do the long way round, which is you end up with X equals 190 over cos 42. No matter which way you go, you get that anyway. All right, so this is what you need to do. If you've got your Casio, you can do fraction key, 190, down the bottom, do cos, and then 42. Mine's open the bracket, so I've got to close it. So I get an answer of 255.67. 255.67. Now, because it's 0.67 and we're rounding to one decimal place, aren't we? Yes, we are, according to the question. So that becomes 7 rounds the 6 up to a 7 as well. Okay, it's in meters, so my answer is in meters. Now, if you're not getting that answer on your sharp, can you do 190 fraction key or divided by? Open your brackets and put cos 42 and then close the brackets. So open it before the cos and close it after the 42 and then see if you get the same answer. So if you're not getting my answer, that's because your calculator is not reading it correctly. So you need to input it in a different way. All right, let's try 22. So 22 opposite the right angle, that's an H. Next to the 38 is my A. So this fella over here is an O. I need these two. H has got nothing on it, so I'm not going to use it. O and A, hopefully by now you know that's tan. Write down the formula, equals tan theta equals O over A. So let's write that down. Tan 38 is the degrees, so put that where the theta goes. O is X. A is 133. I need to get X on its own, so I am going to get rid of the 133. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. Let's get a different color up. So X equals 133 times tan 38. I'm going to do that straight on my calculator. 133 times tan 38. Close the brackets if it opens it, Casio people. 103.91. 1 does not round the 9 up, so 103.9, and my units over here is in millimeters. So this one is also in millimeters. Okay, next one. Sorry about that. 2 more questions and then we're done. A roof truss. So if you're going to be a builder, that's the woodwork that goes on the inside that holds everything up. You know, it's part of the framework. It's shown below. The roof width is 7.7. It's written down here. If the required angle pitch is 12, that's that one there, calculate the length of the inclined timber beam. So we need to work out there. All right, so hopefully you have figured out already. There's the right angle. So opposite the right angle, that's my hypotenuse. And this one is next to the angle, so that's the adjacent. So what uses A and H? Sine, cos, or tan. Hopefully you said ka. So we're going to use cos theta equals A over H. So I'm going to write it over here because I've got a bit of room. So cos, now the angle, if you remember, was 12. A is just above us there, 7.7. And we need to find the hypotenuse, so that's an X there. Now I'm going to use the swapsies one this time. If the X is on the bottom, I can just swap the X and the cos 12. That's the quickest way to do that one. All right. Now I'm going to do that on my calculator. Remember, if you've got a sharp, Don't forget to put the cos and the 12 all in brackets. 7.7 divided by, or fraction key should work. Cos 12, if you've opened brackets, please make sure you close them. I get 7.87. 202258, 7.87, and my answer needs to be to one decimal place. So that's 7.7 makes this 8 into a 9, and that's in meters. All right, there you go. And last but not least, beautiful. Jessica is watching a hot air balloon, which is 330 meters away. There we go. And at a height, good, of 195, calculate the angle of elevation. So the angle of elevation, if you remember, is if you put your arm straight out. Elevate means to look up, and then you look up. Okay, so it's usually you're on the ground and you're looking up. So if you pretend you're here and you're looking up, then this would be the angle of elevation. So we have to find that angle there. So let's label our sides. Opposite the right angle, that's my hypotenuse. There's no numbers on there, so I don't need to use that. So this one is next to my theta, and this one is opposite my theta. Which one is O and A? Hopefully you said, it's tan, miss. Well done if you did. So tan, we're finding the angle, so I'm going to keep theta. Opposite side is 195. And 330 is my adjacent side. So there's my working out. Remember, we're finding an angle, so we're going to press shift or second function. So shift or second function tan, 195 divided by your fraction key is fine. 330, close the brackets if your calculator open them, equals, I get 30.579. Theta equals 30.579 dot 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 dot. Let's just read the question again. It says to the nearest degree, so let's round that up to the nearest whole number. 30.5 rounds to 31. There you go. Thanks, you 10. See you soon. Hope to catch you on Thursday, please, in the Zoom. Bye.